like there's a song that I'm actually working on now, trying to release, and I just wanted to be able to make a song that I could listen to with my mom. You could see even with the music that I did start off making wasn't music that like Maphorisa was even into, but he was actually into me as a person, and he was willing to dedicate time, you know, to helping me when I did need help. There were Christmases where I didn't even have money, and he'll just be like, yo, just take your mom out, you know. So I really do look up to him. He's given me an opportunity, like, you know, to make my dreams an actual reality. I was such a big fan of Weechi and always wanted to work with Weechi. And then through Fresh Citizen was how I got to start working with Weechi, Cly, and Priddy Ugly. And then, like, Priddy would just take me everywhere. Everywhere you'd go, he'd just take me with me. And interviews, he'd just take me with me. Like, yo, this is Herc. Like, regardless of how I was dressed, like, he just always took me with me, which also kind of inspired me and also made me actually believe in this thing.
What a life.
What a life. You know, we don't have the sound for it, Herc. We need some music. We need some music for our opening sequence. You know, welcome, Herc Cut the Lights.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Used to be Hercules.
Was Greek god Hercules a thing?
According to Greek mythology, well, he was a demigod, so.
For you, though?
I just like history. I grew up like watching a lot of history, so that's why I always thought like the concept of Hercules was cool.
You just grew up watching movies, bro.
Yeah.
Are we running?
What a life.
Okay, so tell me the inspo behind that. Hercules.
I mean, the name originally came from, so Metro Boomin actually inspired me to produce. I just liked how he was changing the whole look for producers, like new wave producers, actually putting producers out there. And then Metro Boomin and Young Thug started beefing. And then they squashed the beef with the song called Hercules. So then, like, because at the time I was listening to a lot of Metro Boomin and Young Thug, just because of how they had a relationship with their music and everything. And once they squashed the beef, I was like, that's me, Hercules. But then every single time, like, I'll try to tap my name on Google, Disney just keeps popping up.
Yeah.
Disney keeps popping
giant
up. Disney keeps popping up. So I was like, I need something that's more unique. And then one day I was in the studio and my friend was like, yo, Herc Cut The Lights. And I was like, oh, that's it. And it's crazy because it was during the day and the lights were actually off already. So, yeah, that's where the whole Herc Cut The Lights thing comes from.
That's dope.
So it's an N. Herc Cut the Lights.
Yeah.
It sounds dope.
It's quite an insensitive name for a South African.
Yeah.
The lights could just go off right now. But, bruh, I was saying, for me, I think you're like a super producer in this era, if we ever had one, you know, like you've done hip-hop stuff, Amapiano stuff. I mean, you did Gonzagile, right?
Yeah.
Big song.
I just submitted the Tshwala Bam remix.
You did
mix and master. Yeah.
You said you
Also,
mastered
you
it
also
on your
mix and
birthday.
master.
Happy
mix and master
belated.
as well.
So you're not just like a beat maker.
Like everything that has to do with sound and studio, I just try to take my pride in like learning and knowing more about it.
Crazy. So, and you
Wait,
did
did you
Sika?
produce Tshwala Bam or did you?
No, I mixed and mastered the remix.
Oh, okay.
Mixed and
I
mastered
was
the
looking to the video actually. Is the video even out?
It's coming out soon. For the remix or for the original?
For the remix.
Remix.
I mean, it just
coming
came
out
out yesterday. It was the day before yesterday. So I think it should be dropping on Friday, hopefully.
Yeah. You mastered it on your birthday, or you said something
Yeah,
about
on my
your birthday. Happy
It was tough. I
belated.
had to sleep on the studio couch just so I could submit the record.
Yeah.
Because we also had to wait back from the Burners team and then we're also sending it to the States. So the time zones were just like a mess. So I had to celebrate my birthday like only 2 hours before it ended.
That was
Black,
a
he was
dope
like,
way.
no, bro, you've been in the studio the whole day. Let's go out. So
That was a dope way to
That's a
celebrate.
nice life problem, to be
Were
fair.
you
What a
with
life, bro. What a life.
No, everything was digital. Everything was digital. I think the guys went to Nigeria, though. Tito and Yapi went to Nigeria. So they were
to work with Brennan.
Yeah, they were with Burner. So when they done the remix, they were together. So I think you can even hear that in the record. Like the energy is there. So that's dope.
That's
The video.
dope.
So
It
maybe
is,
the
it
video
is.
was also shot there.
Yeah, it was definitely shot there.
That's beautiful.
So tell me about the approvals. I mean, for a person who's from the outside, you said that it has to be sent here. Traditionally, you finish the master, you send it to the artist, or you send it to the label. They say, okay, cool, they continue. So where were the approvals coming from?
Yeah, I mean, like in this situation, I guess it was the approval process was long because the song was already out. So it also was already mixed and it had a feeling, but now because they wanted to take it to an international standard and have it like being able to play next to international songs, I think it is just like just a little bit of a struggle trying to find the right balance of the original record and also still being able to find a balance where it can be compared to international records. Because if you're listening to the original record, the vocal kind of gets swallowed by the bass because the bass is the lead of the song. So with Burner, he wanted his vocal to really be crisp and in front, but still have the dirtiness of the record and the bass still hitting. So then I'd work on the mix with the bass hitting loud, and then I'd send it through to the team, and then we'd have to wait for Burner to wake up and approve it. And then like 2 days later, he'll be like, "No, I'm actually not happy with this. Can we get the bass louder?" So it actually took like 3 to 4 days of literally just sleeping on the studio couch and just waiting for responses, just trying to obviously make sure that we have a solid record standard, but also that the artist is happy. Because obviously,
curious.
like, it's not really a science, but it is also a science. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it is.
There's no real rules, but like
In terms of like the bass, would you say if you're mixing like for a South African artist, especially piano, is it different, like the preferences in terms of like the bass between South Africa and Nigeria?
yes, it's definitely different. It's
I think
definitely
I'm
different.
a
Like,
South African on my piano, the bass is like
it's
really-
very special. I mean, like, especially like the more you dive into it, it's like, I mean, there's sometimes it's like 4 basses playing at the same time. And scientifically, it's hard to get all of that to work. But it's an interesting thing. I mean, like the way that the log drum and the bass is layered here, you can hear it's definitely different to like other places. That the Nigerians have the way they work on music, Afrobeat and Amapiano, and that's why I just feel like Amapiano will forever be a South African thing because of the way we understand our drums and rhythm, and also because of like where we are on the coastal line. Like we're from 2 different places, the air is different, the food is different, so naturally the rhythm is going to be different. So
Yeah.
But I think like South African producers, when it comes to something like trap, I think you guys really, really get it right. It's almost like you can never be like, oh, could you? I mean, unless it's a guy maybe like Raf, you could be like, oh, okay, that's South African trap. Is there also like, are there those like smaller differences when it comes to like trap?
I mean, with the South African trap, why I think it sticks out, I mean, like, we're already, like, a diverse country. Like, there's, like, up to 9 provinces, so many languages, and, like, so generally, like, it's just, we grew up in a country where we're just always trying to understand each other and trying to understand the next thing. So with hip-hop, I really feel like it was quite easy for South Africans to pick up on hip-hop because we're just always constantly trying to understand the next culture, even in our own country. So even hip hop coming here was like, it was pretty simple for us to understand and also kind of do it in our own way and articulate it in a way that represents us.
Yeah. I've always wondered, right, how the creation process is when it comes to producers. Because, you know, with artists, you can tell their influences or experiences and, you know, different types of things. How, like, what's the creation process for a producer to make a specific
What's
beat?
this inspirational
Yeah,
soundscape?
yeah.
I mean, like, obviously, like, when you do it for long, you don't want to, like, try put yourself in a book and get into a template and a formula. So there isn't really, like, a specific way. It's, like, every single time start with the drums. I mean, in the beginning, when I started making beats, it was that I used to have a template where it's like, okay, drums first, beat first. I mean, 808, and then melody. But now, because, like, work with so many different artists, it's like, I mean, sometimes when I'm with Blxckie, he would just come through the studio and like, yo, fall on the floor. This is the chord progression, and then he will sing, and then I'll let him sing and finish the record. And then after that, I add on to the production. I actually try to do that with most of the artists that I work with so that, like, the sound is more unique. Because I feel like if you just give them a beat, you're kind of, like, limiting what the artist can actually do.
It's like sorry to cut you. Does it feel like a loop is like it's like a hedge, right? It kind of like it kind of goes, if it goes to I'm thinking like,
Yeah, the whole time, constantly.
yeah. So if I just go chord, I literally free you. You can literally do anything.
You have the whole scale. You can think of different melodies. I mean, even, I'm not sure if you've seen the Red Bull. I done the Red Bull thing with Focalistic, and we finished the beat after that. You can even hear how the beat actually starts speeding up through the record, and I don't think I would have been able to accomplish that if I just made the beat and just let him record on his own. So I always try and involve the artist in the creation process, and also always ask him, like, what do you think about this melody? You know, so
Do you freestyle to your own beats? Tshwala, every producer, you freestyle to your own beats when you're making them, like coming up with flows and melodies.
I like singing. There's songs where I actually do record myself, but like, I only record music just to express myself. And just, cause like, sometimes we're going through a lot of emotions and like, you don't know who to speak to, and music is a good way to let it out.
Express that, yeah.
So I literally just record just to express myself, not even like to like try and get out there. And it's like,
Will you ever drop?
Maybe like when it's not a career anymore.
Okay.
Like as a passion project,
Are you like a self-taught guy?
Yeah, self-taught.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to say on that, we've got different experiences of Herc, right? So I told the guys that, no, Herc has been around, he used to work with Priddy like a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
But the guys are like, no, Herc is new. So it's almost like you've almost like established yourself in a market that is like traditionally hip hop, and as the music starts, the fact that you are literally like mixing and mastering one of the biggest songs featuring Burna Boy, Tshwala Bam, the fact that like you're doing that, for me, if I think from where I met you, for you to be like in those circles from a music perspective, you've actually survived, like, or not even survived, you've actually been able to evolve and grow in both worlds. So I guess when you even talk about changing sounds in that, it's just, you don't want to box yourself. I can believe that. But what made you feel, even at the time when you were working with Priddy and them, what made you feel that like there's more?
I mean, I always looked at it like a career. I never tried looking at it like a moment. And like, even like, cause also a lot of my close friends are accountants, some are software developers. So I also just look at how they treated their career and try and treat mine the same way. Cause there's always room for improvement. So I always try to treat it like that. I mean, it's supposed to last me for the next 10 to 20 years. That's how I see the whole music thing, as an actual full-time job. So that's why every year I'm just trying to find ways to improve and just get better. I don't even think I'm near where I actually want to be. But like, it's practice. There's a lot of stuff that you have to do to get to a certain point. So that way, I also feel like I don't really like comparing myself to people as well. So it's like, if I know my weaknesses and if I know my strengths, and I actually point them out, I should be able to like move forward and get better in what it is that I do, regardless of who made the hit this year, who made the hit last year. People always trying to compare me to people like Zuchi, Mash Beats, and like those are actually like my brothers. Like a lot of the times I ask Zuchi for advice, like, yo, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? This is the situation I'm in. How can I actually get out? And I think also through communication and just like being positive with everything is what got me here and why I still want to be here in the next 10 to 20 years.
You've done a lot of stuff with Blxckie, no?
Yeah.
And he used to say that the Sika, that sound, he's like, me and Herc are trying to create like a new sound where instead of, we make like this like crazy log drum, I'm a piano, but it's like soft. So instead of rapping on it, I sing on it, which, can you tell us about the working relationship with you and Blxckie, and you have crazy records?
Yeah, we kind of call that style like 85, because it's like 85 BPM. And like, what's dope about that style is it's like, it's your typical South African Afro beat. I mean, like Mlinda I'm a Blesser, that's 85 BPM as well. Yeah. So like, what we're also trying to do is, I mean, there's been a lot of disconnect with music as a whole in terms of language and genre and everything. So with the 85 BPM, I think it's like a dope way for Blxckie to still be useful. I mean, not useful, youthful.
Youthful.
Yeah, youthful, and still cater for the older market. Like just basically creating a whole new wave of young, cool guys, but are still able to cater to like the older people. Like there's a song that I'm actually working on now, trying to release, and I just wanted to be able to make a song that I could listen to with my mom, basically. So
like
I wanted to be able to, because I grew up listening to music with my family. Okay. So I want to get back into creating that thing of like we could actually all listen to music as a family in one home, and not like a thing of the kid just has earphones the whole time. Like my little brother's just always in the room with his earphones on listening to Yeet. And it's like, it would be dope to have a song that I could play with my whole family.
Yeah.
What music are you guys, was your family listening to?
I grew up listening to a lot of reggae, Lucky Dube, Bob Marley. My dad is Malawian, so he also listened to like a lot of African music, a lot of music from Congo, a lot of Kizomba.
You were listening to all that.
Yeah.
I want to go back to when you started making, when you started producing. You started in Matric. Can you tell us about that, how that came about till now, you know?
I mean, I guess I've just always been around music. And then I was just in a tricky situation in 2015. I actually got kicked out before my Matric exams. Just because
Kicked out of the house.
Yeah, because of complications with my dad, and then like stepmom coming into the house. And then my mom actually couldn't afford my school fees because I was staying with my dad for most of my life. And then my mom couldn't afford school fees. And then every day I was just making beats. Luckily, the school made me finish and write Matric. And then I was hoping for the opportunity to go to university the next year, but that didn't happen. And then every day I woke up 8 a.m., made beats until 4 p.m. every single day. And then 2 years later, I ended up at Maphorisa's house. And then, yeah, it was crazy because he stayed up the road by me, and then I just stepped on the couch and then started cooking. And then, yeah, he took me to
So
Nigeria.
this is 2017.
Yeah, 2017 was when I met Maphorisa. And then in 2018, I was supposed to go to Nigeria with Blxckie for an engineering gig, but I didn't have my passport ready. But then since then, I've just been like,
Consistent.
consistent,
Like
making beats every
yesterday,
day.
you dropped a tweet saying this is like your only day off, like you haven't had.
yeah,
like,
and
a
I was
day
forcing
off.
it. I was actually forcing the day
That's
off.
so
like,
crazy.
yeah,
Is
yeah.
that what you do all the time? Like
Yeah,
you're
like-
always working, producing?
Always, because I do a lot of production and I do a lot of engineering. So sometimes it's like, if I'm not making beats, I have to submit songs. I have to do a clean version. It's like I actually can't afford to not be in studio. I actually cannot.
You've mixed and mastered like albums?
Yeah. I mixed
What
and mastered.
albums
I mixed
did
and
you-
mastered Priddy Ugly's Dust.
Oh, that was you?
I mixed and mastered Shasha's last album. Mixed and mastered Filala's new album that just dropped now. I did a couple songs.
You
I
do
did
that Dolby Atmos also?
Yeah, I did do it with the Jazzworks guys. Yeah.
Cool.
So, what is Maphorisa like? You know,
To me?
he's the guy. You know,
That's my OG.
yeah.
That's my OG. He's
But
like,
just like working with him, what is it like? Just the vibe around him. He seems like a vibe kind of guy.
I mean, like, I really do look up to Maphorisa. Like, he's like a father to me. Like, he's helped me develop in ways that are even further beyond music. Like, there were days where he didn't even have to call me, and he'd just be like, "Yo, bro, pick your head up, come chill with me. Let's go to Durban and let's just chill. Let's make music." And like, you could see even with the music that I did start off making wasn't music that like Maphorisa was even into, but he was actually into me as a person, and he was willing to dedicate time, you know, to helping me when I did need help. There were Christmases where I didn't even have money, and he'll just be like, "Yo, just take your mom out," you know. So I really do look up to him. He's given me an opportunity, like, you know, to make my dreams an actual reality.
You think he's like portrayed right in?
I just think he's misunderstood.
Yeah.
I just think
He's not because there's
just
like a
think
lot
it's-
of, for the lack of a better word, I would say negative talk. It's just about who Pori is and the kind of guy, you know. I mean, he does like these lives, and I'm always just curious to like people who are around him. Is that the guy he really is?
Nah. I think it's just a narrative that people have created from the outside, but he's actually a whole different person on the inside. And also, essentially, people have to understand it's business. Like, it's business. He has a family that he has to look after. You know, people have their own families, and like, essentially, it's a business.
So are things okay with your family now? Mom, dad situation you told us about?
Yeah. I mean, like, my mom is very proud. And like, at least I'm able to like do stuff. My dad is late now, so
Sorry.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, like, just being able to even like go home with the accomplishment that I do have. I mean, from nothing. I mean, it means a lot for me and my mom as well. So
You know, producers are not like super famous, but you have, that's why I would say super producer, like Herc Cut The Lights. Everybody recognizes that name. Just going back home now, is it like, oh shit, Herc is like back around type shit? Like maybe like people you grew up with?
Where is home? I mean, even though...
I mean, my parents are Malawian, but like, I'm a Midrand boy. Grew up in Midrand. I was born in Hillbrow. Moved to Midrand when I was 2 until today. So Midrand guy, yeah. Okay. So that's like home. It's weird. People are like, yo, no one's actually from Midrand, and I'm just there like, I'm actually from Midrand because like when I go to Malawi, I'm actually a foreigner. That I can't move without my documents at all. Yeah.
Is that how Malawi is?
I mean, every single time I go, I can't like. Also, because I don't really speak the language, so I'm immediately a foreigner. So Midrand is actually like my home.
Yeah.
Like, I actually take pride in Midrand being my home.
So I guess it's dope because it almost feels like, even from what you say, from the opportunity that you've received from Porter, it's like, for me, it's like he does a lot of incubation things, with a lot of artists, and I can understand why it's misunderstood. It's because not everybody has the capacity to give like he does.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or create opportunity like he does. So that also needs a different mind, So if you don't understand that, it's always going to be like, he's weird. And when he comes off, even in his stories, he's coming from a perspective, in my view, of there's like half of the time, the people that he's even addressing, I don't even think that they're doing half of what he's doing for people, not even from a monetary perspective, just like, you know what I mean? So that's understandable. And I just feel, because there's so many young producers around, how do you guys like, how do you guys collaborate, or how do you guys sharpen each other around Porty? Because he's got so many people that he's actually helping. Do you sharpen each other? Is it competitive? I mean, what's the producer energy like there? Or do you have days like, I'm not coming on this day because that guy's, how does it work?
It's actually crazy because like, it's actually a home for producers. Like I actually prefer having studio sessions with producers than I do with artists. Because with the producers, we're always teaching each other stuff. Like now, there's Dappy that's always there. And with me and Dappy's always like, yo, have you heard this new sound? Have you got this new pack? There's this plugin. I'm struggling to install this plugin. It's like, oh, we have to pay for this plugin. So those are always the type of conversations we have with the producers. And even with Porty, like sometimes I'll start a beat and you'll be like, Ish, I'm thinking, add the drum like this. And then also through that, that's how I kind of learned how to understand different styles and Afrobeat and Amapianos. Literally by being with Porty, you'd be like, okay, this is the BPM. Now use this bounce, go use this metal sound, and he'll literally direct you to the sound and be like, okay, use this bounce. And you hear the difference it makes, and it's like, oh, he's actually a sonical genius. Like, he's crazy with his ear. Maybe he just doesn't press the computer all the time, but he is also significantly older than that.
And I think people don't understand that also, that like, you could be the one on the keys, but someone could be directing you and going, yo, even in writing, someone could be like, sing it like this, da 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 da. You could have all the words, in a way, you're also creating a layer that was never going to exist if like a person never gave you that guidance, which is producing also,
So you worked with Sho Madjozi as well. How was that experience?
She's actually dope people. Like, you see people from the outside and you don't actually know that, like, how they are as a person because, like, the industry has created this whole persona. But she's, like, cool, bro. Like, she would even, like, just call me and make sure, like, have I eaten? Randomly, like, yo, what's your shoe size? And then just send me, like shoes that I like. And it's, like, pretty dope because you don't think that these people have a capacity in them to be human beings, which is crazy because they're actually human beings. So she's like a sister to me.
Worked with? Sorry. Who haven't you worked with?
Drake.
At this point. At this point.
Drake, Travis Scott.
Kendrick.
Ghana,
Maybe you must send him a verse first. Like, maybe that's your way in, send him a response verse quick. Hard 7.
Let me put you on real quick, man.
But you and Zoocci are gonna have beef because Zoocci messes with, that's where like your producer vibes are gonna die because Zoocci literally messes with Kendrick heavy,
Speaking on collaboration, right? You started a series, Fresh Beats.
Yeah, Fresh
right?
Beats.
And that's about collaboration, right?
It's actually it's a home for producers. It's a company that I started just to basically facilitate the whole space for producers. Because what I want to do, I actually want to create like a forum for producers where they also kind of get like information and basically teach them. Because I realize a lot of people don't know the industry and the business of the industry. And a lot of the times, like, there's a lot of young producers that come to me and they're like, I don't know how to charge, you know? Like, I don't even know where my royalties are, you know? So I just want to create, like, a forum just to educate the younger producers, you know, to encourage them to invest even more in, like, the music stuff, pay for their softwares and actually ownership. So that's what Fresh Beats is about. Just basically creating a home for producers, and actually giving producers a word. So my goal also is to do projects with Fresh Beats and artists. So I don't want to sign any artists. I want to actually work with producers more than anything. So yeah, that's the idea with Fresh Beats. I want to be releasing music through Fresh Beats. Yeah, just want to create a whole structure. But yeah,
I just want to be a fly on the wall with all the producers when you guys are saying, Ayatin, and you're literally like dissing every artist that like, and he thinks he's even dope. He's here demanding his mix and his master, and that shit is whack. I just want to be a fly on the wall.
You ever work with an artist and you're like,
this is what I wanted to ask.
It is what it is.
Do you ever work with an artist? You're like, you know.
let me answer for you, yes.
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, that's basically Fresh Beats in a nutshell.
Nah, you like, why did you skip the question though? We're not gonna ask you for a name. We're just gonna ask you, have you ever worked something that like you like, okay, it's just a check here. Like, you're not gonna ask for a name. You're not gonna go there.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's happened. It's happened a few times. I don't want to mention any names, but yeah. I mean, it happens 60% of the time.
Really?
60% of the time.
Because
So is this like with the mixing and mastering?
Yeah, because I'm also very technical.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, bro, it has to be peaking at this level. It's like, yo, if it's not peaking at this level, then the song isn't going to be consistent with the other song.
So have you
some
ever
people
like
just
maybe
like, yo, I just need the feeling.
rejected something and be like, I can't work with this? Does that ever happen?
Yeah. Because sometimes people don't know how to send files. I mean, like, essentially when you send like your files to get mixed and mastered, you're supposed to send stems or separates. I feel like, I don't know when it happened, but people just forgot about it and just started sending zip files and project files. And now it's like, I have to open the project file and then arrange and relabel when it's not my job at all. So, yeah, it has happened. It has happened.
Yeah, we only see you having fun. You know, maybe there are bad days at work. You know what I mean? There are bad days at work where you're like, I don't want to go in the studio today. You know, that's crazy, man. But nonetheless, you know, I think the key thing for me, it's just always like now with the packs and the sounds. Do you guys ever think of creating your own packs? I mean, I'm thinking as like from a South African perspective, right? I'm thinking with the log drum, with all the sounds that we create. I mean, I'm just thinking that like around the world with even Porter, there must be so much like sounds that are being created. I mean, is there any like plan, or do you guys actually create those things and do you sell them? How does that work? I mean, have you guys even gotten to that level?
I mean, right now, because that's a whole different realm. There's like also tech involved in terms of like the log drum. You definitely need a software engineer to help you make the whole software and everything. But like how it is now, it's usually just like people ripping actual sounds and recording the sounds and then just sending each other the packs over the USBs and stuff. But essentially, the long-term goal is to be able to have plugins and softwares that we do own, like the log drum. Because the American guys have already designed their own log drum. Yeah. Because the log drum is actually, it's a stock FL Studio plugin. But like, I've had a couple of sessions with the American guys and they already made their own version for Logic.
So it's like a matter of the presets, right?
Yeah. And I think more than anything, it's music meeting tech. So I've been trying to get like a lot of tech involved into the system, which is why I do chill with a lot of software developers and everything. But it's a whole industry on its own. It's like, I just learned how to fully mix and master. Now I got to learn how to design plugins, which is crazy. But I think it's definitely something that we should look up to or look towards too as an industry, especially as South Africans, because we don't own a lot of the stuff. And we don't own a lot of the stuff. You know, we don't have a lot of the IPs. It's just like.
Do you and maybe we're being technical now. Like when you create a plugin, does it have to be linked to, say, like a Cubase or whatever? Can it be
Create
a standalone?
Yeah, you can create a standalone.
So if you're creating a
You can use it
standalone,
on any software. Like
Yeah.
making software.
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
wondering.
what do you use?
FL Studio.
Everybody.
Is it the
uses
best?
FL Studio.
I mean, I think it was just like an access thing.
This is to make beats.
In the beginning, it was like an access thing because, like, at one point, like most of the people in the industry were using Pori's FL Studio because a lot of people don't actually buy FL Studio, and it was one of the easiest doors to crack. So now it's different because people are getting into the ownership thing. I mean, I bought my own FL Studio. Just saying that, just in case anyone comes. I bought my own FL Studio. Own my licenses.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was just like an access thing. Like a lot of people just ended up using FL Studio because it was easier to crack and have access to at the time. But yeah, and a lot of people, and also because a lot of people use it, it's easier to learn how things work than if it was just like everyone using their own different plugins and softwares. Then like it would be hard for us to actually link and figure out a way to move forward. So yeah.
How much are you involved in on Before Now? Blxckie's first album?
I think it's just like, I mean, we just started working. Damn, I've done a lot of stuff with Blxckie. I think it's including the deluxe, I'm on 5 songs, but the first version is just the 2 songs.
Yeah.
And then our relationship started picking up. I mean, I wasn't doing a lot of mixing for him at that point, so we started chilling more.
So you record with him in studio.
Yeah.
What is Blxckie like in studio? Is he a one-take guy or?
It depends. It depends. Like, he's very spontaneous. Sometimes he'll just like record himself. He'll just wake up and then just go record a whole freestyle depending on how he's feeling. Sometimes, because now it's also like there's a whole lot of deliverables. I mean, like he's working on his project and also still being creative at the same time. So then there's like, it's a whole different process.
Yeah.
And
then
try not keep it in a book and have templates and be like, yo, every single time we're in studio, this is how like we try and stay away from that. Yeah.
So you've done a lot of work with Priddy Ugly. Can you tell us, just how you guys met, how that relationship has been?
Yeah, Priddy. Yeah, that's my big bro. I've known Priddy for like, I think 10 years now, nearly 10 years.
It's a long time.
Yeah, so he was part of a collective called First Citizen. And I also just used to work very closely with the collective First Citizen. There's another guy called 24 and Clyde. I'm not sure if you know Clyde.
Clyde,
Yeah, Clyde, yeah.
Did 24 change his name to 25? Just in case, you knew him.
So yeah, I mean, we're basically like from the same area as well. So that whole First Citizen collective, I basically grew up in the same area, went to the same primary school, high school. So they were like the older guys that I used to look up to. And then when Weechi was doing his thing, I was such a big fan of Weechi and always wanted to work with Weechi. And then through Fresh Citizen was how I got to start working with Weechi, Clyde, and Priddy Ugly. And then like Priddy would just take me everywhere. Everywhere he'd go, he'd just take me with me. And interviews, he'd just take me with me. Like, yo, this is Herc. Like, regardless of how I was dressed, like, he just always took me with me, which also kind of inspired me and also made me actually believe in this thing. So, yeah, that's how I met Priddy. I mean, the story is crazy. I was supposed to be on Egypt, and I didn't make it on Egypt, and I got so depressed, I remember. And then it's crazy because I ended up producing GOAT, his whole next project. And then that's when our working relationship started going and moving and everything.
So you did GOAT?
Yeah.
Like you made most of the beats on that?
Yeah. Most of GOAT is me, yeah.
Why didn't you make it on Egypt?
I guess that was the last project with Ambitious, and when I started working with them, I think they were at the end of the project. So there's literally only one song that I sent and it didn't make the cut. And then, yeah. The rest
You also
is history.
have an unreleased...
And they were changing sound. You just like not were helping.
Yeah.
Why don't you be honest? They were changing sound and I wasn't helping in the
In
change.
Ambitious? Yeah. Ambitious or Priddy?
I'm saying the Egypt album.
Oh. No, I just want to know what you mean.
You also have an unreleased single with Riky, right?
Yeah.
Produced, is it Rain Falling?
Raindrops.
Raindrops?
It's quite a few.
Okay, is that quite a few? Is Pushing a Poster part of him?
Yeah.
Okay,
Why
how
do you
did you
check?
guys
Can you hold
work
me back?
like
Why
Why is he
together?
hesitant?
Yeah, hold me back. You
It's like I have exciting news, but also I don't know what I can say.
But like, yeah, I mean, like, geez, why don't you? This is a problem when you become gluttonous and you hold the news.
The thing is, I'm just not sure if it's my responsibility to speak on it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. But have you
It's a
worked with
sensitive
him
topic.
like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Shout out Ricky, man.
Shout out Ricky.
But how
man.
much? Okay, let's just say, how much have you contributed in this project?
There's a project?
What project?
No, but like Sabelo, you get Sabelo, stop, Sabelo.
What?
Stop.
Sorry, sir. I'm
Jeez,
terrible.
like, oh, this guy. You
No,
can't take
you
him
can't. You
anywhere,
can't. You can't do this to her, man. You can't do this. Nah,
No,
he
I just
he
want to find out how
said.
much he's contributed on the project. I'm not saying that he must say what project. Actually, like we are now segueing from. So from the segue, how much have you contributed? You know what I mean? That's
trick
it.
the man,
You know?
don't trick the
Did
man.
you? I'm not tricking him, and he's literally done the right thing. He's been responsible and said, I don't know if it's my place to communicate it, but like it doesn't hurt. Now I'm asking about him. How much did he contribute? You know, that's it. You know what I mean? You know, I mean, the last single that was dropped was, okay, look, because we know, hey, good promotion. The thing I was asking, I was wondering that if Ricky's got any vocals left over, I know Zuchi's also got something, you know, from Ricky. Well, that is recorded, you know, generally. And Zuchi's got a lot of things actually from a lot of people. As a side note.
He's always posting.
I saw
studio
his
pics.
folder.
But the last.
No, but here was my question. I wanted to ask. I was thinking about like the Ricky project, and I was going, because I heard the last thing, and I wondered whether it was going to be like they're going to take the more Calvin Momo kind of piano approach holistically. Was they going to be rapping? I was just curious. I just wanted to, you know what I mean?
I just mixed that record, so that's my involvement with that record.
The one that's out.
Yeah. And I think also it was a space that he was in, you know, before everything happened. I mean, if you listen to a lot of the songs that came out. So it would be dope to have a project out, you know. So yeah, hopefully the family can do something about that. Put together a team, you know.
But the last song that the family put out was AI.
No. They had
No,
another
it was
song. They had
Ilanga,
another song.
no?
There's another song.
That was the ganja beat one, I think, for the foundation.
Yeah, that was for the foundation.
Yeah.
They have another
Wasn't
song.
Ilanga the last one, right?
Yeah, that's it. You know, that Calvin Momo. I think Calvin Momo.
Oh, that joint.
Yeah.
So are you using AI in any of your production? Have you found a way to incorporate it in your?
Still trying to figure out a quality way to use it, but I have been using AI just to like strip down songs, like get different separates. So like,
Really?
yeah.
Jeez, you so technical.
So, like songs that I like, I'll go on YouTube and then just split it and then take out the elements that I do like. But obviously they haven't figured out a way where it's like really quality. But it also kind of gives it like a texture.
Sample,
It gives it like texture.
It's like the new way of sampling. Then it's like the new way of like AI is like the vinyl when you're taking things from a vinyl.
But it's like is it like using AI is really just a matter of typing a command or just like pressing a button? Or I think the question I'm trying to ask is, if I was using AI for the same shit that you're using it for, would it sound the same? You have more skill than me in producing music.
I don't think they found a way that matches the human ear, and I don't think we found a quality system to even export stuff for using. That's why you could even hear like AI vocals. There's like a shine on the vocals. You can hear like they haven't really mastered they haven't really mastered the quality yet.
So you could do stuff like what Drake did on like the Tupac and Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
You could really could you like make a Riky Rick album like that, like a whole Riky Rick album like AI? How difficult is it, like that process?
That would be crazy.
I haven't.
I'm not giving ideas.
I like do a Riky, aka and Costa Titch and Pura and just do it like I'm just saying.
You're
Imagine
just being a creep right now.
no, I'm not. I'm just saying. Imagine you used AI and you literally did a posse track like that. That would be.
Nah, niggas is like, who had the best verse? Like, nigga, it's not them.
Yeah, it's literally
that
not
would be
them.
a weird.
But it would be. I mean, that's what AI like could allow us to do, though. That's crazy. If you were offered that, would you to produce that? Would you produce something like that?
I'm a very respectful person. I mean, if the family would agree.
Okay.
Yeah. If the family would agree,
If the
then
families
definitely.
agree, yeah.
Because you know what they're trying to do with who's this guy from the West Coast, the one who had the accident?
DOC.
DOC.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to record an album using AI, as in like they take like his old recordings, and I saw like a clip where I was like, oh, okay, that sounds more like me, and that sounds less like me. Because I mean, you can't.
At least he had an input. Don't you feel like
no,
it
that's better,
takes away
definitely,
from the
because-
real art somehow?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, give context for DOC. DOC used to write for Dr. Dre and them, and NWA got into a car accident and lost his voice. So
He put out one album.
yeah,
It's a crazy album.
long time ago.
So Baby Jackson came out, and I want to know, was that your first time working with Reese?
No. I done the sneaky with Reese and
yeah,
Blxckie.
yeah.
Co-produced by me. So it's actually Soul Kid on the beat, and then I just like mixed it and added onto the production. Yeah.
Where do you want to go? You just said that, like, you know, you haven't gotten to where you want to get to. But, like, from a production perspective, where does Herc really want to cut the lights? The level, I mean,
I'm so jealous. You asked the question that way.
Somebody cut the mouth.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I guess it's really the home for producers, creating a home for producers, ultimately what I see. Being able to curate a space and have a studio up to, like a place with like 3 to 4 studios of just like producers, being able to curate projects for artists and being able to basically even artist development, like probably like an 18-year-old kid taken from school and just design his whole artistry, you know, give him a 5-year plan, you know. Yeah, so ultimately that's where I do see myself. So what I've been also trying to do to get towards that is the company Fresh Beats. I have my first single ready. I can at least speak on that.
Talk about that.
Okay.
Speak about that. That one is coming out soon. I just want the plan was for it to come out this week on my birthday, but obviously I just wanted to do it correct. Also because of the names that are on it. I mean, it's Tshwala Bam and Youngstana. So I just wanted to do it the right way. I also didn't want to like get it rushed out, and so it's gonna be like an interesting beginning of a whole new journey because now I'm also releasing music. Also putting myself out there more.
Hit us with a young snippet.
Yeah, for sure.
Are you focusing on any genre specifically, or is it like everything?
So with this record in particular, it's 85. It's like Wenzigile vibes. And the reason why I chose to go with that one is because I went into the studio the one day and then someone was like, Herc is here, we're only gonna hear 808s. I got so offended. I got so offended because I take pride in like, you know, learning different sides of this whole music thing. And it's like, wait, these people have created a narrative of who I am and who they think I am. So with this record, I feel like it's gonna be a dope introduction as to what I can do and my capabilities. Because I'm not just a skr 808. I can actually make good music for like moms and families. And that's what this record means for me. Being able to showcase my ability and actually controlling the narrative on my own. Because as a producer, it's so easy. Huh?
Can you play any instrument?
Yeah, I can. Now.
No, I'm just asking if you do play any.
Oh, can I play? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very technical, so I draw sometimes like the notes, but I'm good at the piano.
Loops taught you that.
Yeah. I'm good at the piano, teaching myself the guitar. So yeah.
You literally taught yourself everything.
Yeah.
That's dope.
That's serious. I love the fact that, you know, and that's the difference with what we were talking about. And so I mentioned that, like, when I kind of knew about you, it was around the Priddy era, and you've been able to evolve. And I think a lot of producers just, I don't know, you know, what the long-term plan is. But the truth of the matter is that you don't make money in the beginning, you know. And if you're in for the long haul, you literally just need to zone in and build, you know. And I mean, what would you say to young guys who actually coming in thinking that they're gonna get the money, thinking that they, I mean, you can be lucky and make a hit. That's another thing about music. You could make a hit with another artist or somebody, and you get this big royalty check. Then then it doesn't, then it is not maintained. I mean, just to manage that kind of like, I guess, you know, creates mental health. What would you say to young guys trying to be producers? What's the real, you know?
It's like I keep telling people it's a career and you have to treat it like a career. I mean, like doctors don't just wake up in the morning and be like, "I want to go to a doctor." Like you study for so long before you could even get the opportunity to even start practicing. And you'll never know when your breakthrough comes. I mean, sometimes it's like that one hit. Sometimes it's like 10 years later. I mean, I've only been doing it. Well, I've not only been doing it for 9 years now, and I feel like I'm only getting started. So it's a lot of patience with yourself. There's gonna be a lot of demotivation because it's supposed to feel like it's supposed to work out immediately, but like realistically speaking, it's a long-term plan. So it's just the patience, which is one thing that I would encourage people to have, especially the younger guys, because we don't have patience, especially like I feel like the world is getting smaller, and because of internet, everything is being sped up. You know, you're seeing so many results in real time that we're expecting everything to happen now, and it's like I think there's a whole process for other people to get to the point where they see results on the spot. So it's just patience.
And I think seeing other people's results all the time is also putting pressure. We were in a world where I never had to see Sabelo, how many friends Sabelo hangs with during the weekend. I never got to see how many streams Atlee has, or, you know, when you went and got your royalty statement, you got it from a label, you weren't going that, you'd go gold and it's just done. But today, you know, the volume, we're seeing so many people's results.
In real time.
You start feeling like you don't belong, or you're an outsider, but you're not seeing the process also, you know, so it's that. I think that going back to just what you're saying about music is that it's like a real job. The difference about music being a real job is that the internship could actually be for 9 years.
Facts.
And you have to make the call to say that I still want to be an intern or not.
Facts.
You know, that's the difference between it being a real job and not, is that the internship could be 9 years, and you're just learning and people are knocking you and taking you for granted, whatever. That could be a real thing, you know. So that's the only difference. In work, you'll probably be interning for a year or two, but in this world, it could go.
And
9 years.
research, like, please, I encourage the guys to please read your contracts, read your books, read your textbooks. If you have friends in engineering school, ask them to borrow their books, read. Like, there's no harm in reading. So
100%. Sika, you know, Blxckie says that song is like I mean, it is. It's not like what he says, you know. He was just saying that it's part of it. It's like really that birthday song for a generation, you know. I mean, in this company, every time somebody's celebrating a birthday, when they're cutting the cake, we play that joint.
The joint's got mad streams because of us.
Bruh, I'm telling you. So is that did you guys know?
I mean, it was Chrysler who made that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we could tell with like even the energy in the studio. I mean, we were all singing along to the song before it even came out. And also because, like, you know, Blxckie, back then you'd always go live, like finish a song and it goes live, and you also see the reaction from the people, and then the blogs would rip it. So I think we kind of did know that, like, yo, we actually do have one here.
That might just be one of his most impactful songs. But, you know, tradition. What are you bumping right now? Can you give us 5 joints you bumping? Can be anything, new, old.
Yeah, Apple Music has got the top 100 right now. I'm like, we're not gonna see any South Africans. So we're gonna make Herc. You're gonna be Apple Music. Give us a top 10 albums.
The pressure.
What? I've been in studio for 2 weeks straight.
Just pull all the albums, even the ones even the ones that you've got an embargo. Yeah, my top 10, you haven't even heard of it.
I'm definitely listening to Ghana.
And you probably.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Ghana. I feel like he's in his own lane. Everyone is beefing, you know, and Ghana is just doing
He's
his
just
thing.
doing his own thing, yeah.
Listening to a lot of, what am I listening to? I need to check my phone. It's just been the mixes.
You're
I've been
welcome.
haunted
You're
by
more
the
than
mixes.
welcome.
I've been haunted by the
Oh,
studio
but your
mixes.
phone's
So,
charging somewhere.
yeah, Ghana. Who else dropped that I've been listening to? I listened to a lot of Yeet. There's a guy called Ian. I'm a big fan of Afro beats, like Rema, like nearly almost everything that Rema does. I fuck with. No, not this way, right?
No, we can't.
Yeah. Rema. I listen to a lot of old Wizkid, like constantly. Ojo Legba is probably like one of my favorite songs.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's songs for
Please
anime.
name a lady for the ladies. You're buffering. You're buffering.
Literally gave me... Oh, shit.
Thames. Locally, Shakana, I'm a big fan of Shakana. Like, yo, like I'm a big fan of her.
You worked with Shakana?
We've been in studio, but nothing has actually ever came out. I'm a big fan of her though. Like whether I work with her or not, like I just like she's dope. Yeah.
Do you have like that one core memory of like a studio session where like everybody was just in it and it was like just a vibe and you'll never forget that session?
It's like that most
Too
of the
many.
time. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like that most of the time. I mean, I was in studio with Davido and Pori last month in Cape Town.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't sleep for like 2 days. We're just like excited. Me and Dappy just making beats the whole time, bro. It's like, it's crazy. Even though we only chill for like 2 hours, but like, yeah, we're in the studio most of the time. So like, we'll always try facilitate a vibe. Because we also don't want it to feel like,
Of course, yeah.
You know, so.
Of course. All right.
Yo, man, we thank you for coming through.
Well, thank you for having me.
Cut the lights.
Mutalago, we're coming out soon. Featuring
When is soon? When is timeline soon?
soon.
You
Less
can't
in a month.
say?
In a month. In a month.
Okay, in a month is good.
Yeah. Should be
Alright,
dropping the pre-order soon, and then yeah, I'm gonna need support from the team.
Come on,
you know.
please.
Yeah.
Got you, bro. Got you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
I'm like you once approached me and I never knew who you were. You're like, yo, shout out, you know what you did for Priddy. I was like, who is this nigga, you know? But it's so dope though to be a guy behind the scenes and just grow, and it's organic, you know. It's not like you're asking for attention. You're just growing organically, and that's incredible, man. Keep doing it, keep growing. Glad to hear that you've set your path to start moving forward with your music career and gotten over whatever was holding whatever you felt was your growth. And we look forward to seeing more.
Shout out. Thank you.
Peace.
Broadcast live